98% of that was directed at women, and they've had a repayment rate of 96.5%, which is pretty amazing stuff.
Was that globally, or do they have just certain continents that they were working on?
They're primarily located in Bangladesh and Southeast Asia. So our program is basically based on 6 fundamental concepts. And by the way, if people have questions, please don't hesitate to ask and interrupt me. But the basics of our program are 6 principles. First is we don't lend, at least for the first phase, to anything more than $250. One of the things that we built into our program, and one of the things that provide incentive for the women to pay back, is that it's kind of like a graduated system. If you do well with your first loan, you can come back for more money, and if you do really well, you can even apply for more money. So, for example, in Peru, to our first line women, we lent $250 each, and they've now received, or are about to receive the next week actually, their second loan from us of $500. The second principle of our program is that we're only lending to women, as I've described. Third principle is the women have to be involved or want to be involved with some sort of income-generating business. We don't tell them what to do. They come to us with their ideas, and through the staff that we work with on the ground in the countries, they determine whether or not the women have enough training in order to do what they're wanting to do. And a lot of the businesses that we're lending to are really mom and pop type of things, but you know, there are some of them that have some sort of you need some sort of skill. A seamstress is one typical example. So staff on the ground have to be sure that the women actually have the knowledge and the skill to be involved in that kind of thing before they're accepted for a loan. The fourth principle is the only thing that they have to, their integrity is the only collateral required. Now, like I was saying in the first slide, one of the biggest obstacles for women obtaining loans, or the poor obtaining loans in the developing world, even here, is the lack of collaterals. So what the genius of microfinancing was that it said, okay, fine, no collateral required. We will lend to you, but you don't have to back it up with any form of financial promise in return. But what we do ask for in return, and this is what we, for lack of a better word, call our collateral, is that we ask or require, better put it, the people that apply to the program to self-identify into groups. So they have to apply individually to the program, but they have to be affiliated with a group of 4 to 6 women. And what we then ask, or they must promise, is that if there are 6 of us in that group, and one of the people can't pay back, the other 5 people have to pony up the money and pay that person's loan. So what the concept, the solidarity group methodology, we've called it, what it does is create a sense of cooperation, solidarity between the women. It creates an informal sense of pressure on each other to make sure you abide by the promises you signed up for. And it also creates a place for mentoring to occur, for the women to help each other in connection with the people on the ground that are in the program. And the 6th fundamental concept or principle of our program is the mandatory training. So like I was saying, you sign up, you have to come to the training, and then once you come to all the sessions, you can't miss any, you can apply for a program. So what that does, it does 2 things. It achieves right off the bat one of our principles, and that is we want to train you. And secondly, for lack of a better word, it kind of weeds out the people that aren't really committed, the people that think it's a handout, the people that are just there to get $250 provides an artificial roadblock to really see who is interested.
How long is that training?
We've developed a program that can take up to about 10 hours, but in general, it really depends on the person. We don't do the training. What we do is we go down and we train the trainer. So it's really up to the trainer to gauge the group he's working with. Some people might catch it quicker, some people might catch on.
One way to weed that out is probably the way you sort of, I understood that you do it over a period of time.
Yeah.
So they have to keep showing up, and that's an inconvenience,
Yeah.
you know.